against all the ferocious allies that Markoff has to answer his.
Yeah, and also in my mind, Matt's James' best card is the Nether Fractures in this matchup, and also Matt's best card in this matchup is probably the Eyes of Kilrog. Not only do those get rid of the Nether Fractures, or they force James to actually play Nether Fracture, they also get rid of the Miriam or whatever James has cooking up.
Yeah, we've already seen earlier on in the game Markoff faked an attack with Vexmaster Narjo on James's hero. James protected against it, and then the Zenata that protected got taken out by the Dashura that's sitting on the board right now. So, and again, Markoff's.
Here he goes.
I think it's the big health that really helps his allies too, because a lot of James guys can't get through the 4 health that Dashura presents and Brock presents.
Here's Nino the Watch, I think, has just got played.
I was wondering that's preventable or not.
Gonna let it go answer?
I think he's going to Nether Fracture that one.
Another Nether Fracture. The Watch, I guess, was one of the kind of the more quiet stars of Servants of the Betrayer. It wasn't too flashy at first. I guess a couple guys actually got it into play.
Yeah, he's a very good defensive card. The cards are usually really good in tier 1 are cards that pack the board right away or have a game-winning effect if it goes unanswered. And this card, just as soon as you play it, you just impacted the board. For the rest of the game, until your opponent gets rid of it, he has to find ways. This card will affect everything he does.
Yeah. And not only does it soak up damage that's being dealt, it also deals damage. So any small attacks against Matt all usually result in the small attacker being killed thanks to Nether's ability.
Go.
Here's an empty board right now, so.
Who do you think is advantaged in that type of game where it's just an empty board?
I generally think Matt's working at an advantage here just because he has so much bigger abilities and allies to drop into play, whereas McCoy's having to rely on 2 drops and 4 drops that it needs to stay in play to do anything of use. So I think once you hit around 6 resources or so, if Matt's not on the ropes, I think he's generally working at an advantage.
Yeah. But I think if the game goes a little longer without Matt actually doing anything right now, I think James Quirky's Ransom will probably end up winning him the game. Here's something big.
That's an Abominable Grinch.
I have a response.
And here's the Grinch,
complete Corky's Ransom.
ready to steal somebody's Christmas.
McCoy goes for Corky's Ransom as a last ditch.
You have a third Nether Fracture?
Doesn't look like it.
No Nether Fracture. So.
Yeah, the Grinch is a really powerful card. Once it's in play, there's unless you have an answer for it, there's not much you can do for the rest of the game. And here we are. James McCoy's deck does not have that many answers of things once they reach play. And the Grinch, just like a doll, I think could pose really big threats for James McCoy's deck.
Well, Markoff took that game.